We have a special guest who is coming here to join us today to share her Japa story. I am really interested in this story because I already know the story and I know that it's a very interesting one. We're interrupting your Sunday reading because I saw the stack of books that you posted that you want to read. So we're interrupting your Sunday reading, Abby.
You know as this thing dey be, no book no finish person.
That you the read pass for this Canada.
I pray.
So today we have Margaret joining her. She's going to be sharing her story on how she relocated from Egbeda in Lagos to Sweden and then to Canada. Hi. Welcome. Happy Sunday. How are you doing, guys? Hi, welcome to today's live session. Today promises to be interesting because we have a special guest who is coming here to join us today to share her Japa story. I am really interested in this story because I already know the story and I know that it's a very interesting one and I know that we are going to learn a lot. So if you already do not have your writing pad, go grab your writing pad, get ready with your questions. Get ready, make sure that you have your questions ready that you can ask. Get your notepad to take notes if you need to take the notes, because today Margaret is coming to share a Japa story. It's a very interesting one and I know that you're going to learn from it. Hi. So today I have Margaret Adigbe. I call her a mentor of mentors. So that I tease Margaret, and Margaret, you should be my mentor.
No.
Margaret, they hustle. They hustle, like you can see by the successes that she has achieved. So so today we have Margaret joining her. She's going to be sharing her story on how she relocated from Egbeda in Lagos to Sweden and then to Canada. So I'm going to start by asking you, Margaret, to tell us about you, more like who is Margaret? What's your educational background like? And what are your experiences?
Okay, if they can hear me very well. Because I'm speaking directly. I'm not using any earpiece. So I think it will be better. If that's okay.
Yeah, they say they can hear you.
Okay. So my name is Margaret Ojo Chijadigbe. I'm a mother of 3 kids and I'm doing my PhD presently at Memorial University in transdisciplinary sustainability at Memorial University, Grenfell campus.
At Newfoundland.
Okay. Newfoundland, yes, Newfoundland.
Okay. And before you came to Memorial University, where were you before you came to Memorial University?
Okay, I was doing my master's in Uppsala University in Sweden. I left Egbeda, Nigeria in 2019 after I got the Swedish Institute scholarship on my second trial for my MSc in Sustainable Development at Uppsala University. So I was just lucky I got my PhD offer before I finished my MSc. So as I just finished my MSc, now to just pack bag, they come this minute.
You make it sound so easy, like you got your PhD offer before you finished your master's. So I want to assume that for you to be able to get a PhD offer even before the end of your master's, it means that you didn't have a complete transcript.
No.
Okay, so you used a partial transcript to get that.
Yes, I used my first year transcript, my first year MSc transcript, and my BSc.
Okay, but you make it so easy that because you were just there in Sweden and you just got admission in admission I assume, right, for your PhD.
I know. If you see the hustle, I know. God, you know how this thing will be now. Like I did so many applications, I cannot even count. Like I was breastfeeding, I was writing my MSc, I was looking for jobs everywhere, like because as a Nigerian like me, like after I got the scholarship after my second attempt, what I did was that I just kind of in my 6 months, my course is 2 years, my master's was 2 years at Uppsala University. So in my 6 months into Sweden, I had already started gauging, do I want to stay? Do I not want to stay? You know, now you have to be thinking far ahead before, make you no be say like 6 months permit won't finish. You can't think of waiting to do. I'm not that kind of a person. Like I think far ahead. So by then I looked at so many things, the languages and everything. I'm like, well, as much as I want to stay back in Sweden, let me be looking for other options just in case. Then I even like I did some job interviews in Nigeria, good jobs, like and all those things. So immediately I finished, and I was just lucky that, and this thing, the supervisor is not on social media. Like in my browsing, in my up and down DIY online searching, I saw that there was an advertisement on Memorial University website for that department, that they are looking for, that a professor is looking for 3 PhD students in transdisciplinary sustainability. So I searched the man email. I know my master's was already going to be in sustainable development, so it was kind of related. As my master's in Uppsala University was is interdisciplinary, but my PhD now is transdisciplinary, so it's like a step higher in crossing disciplinary boundaries. So after my first year, I contacted them like this, and then I wanted to write my master thesis in use of plastic bags, which was my study area was Lagos, a coastal city. So somehow the research that was focused on ocean governance kind of related to my master thesis, which I was going to write. I've never started writing it then. So we exchanged email, and he didn't get back to me. So after 3 months, and then I'd already done other applications to other schools. After 3 months, January like that, January 2021, I was just sitting down. The professor now told me if I'm still interested in the role. And like the way I jumped up from my bed when I saw, and I replied, and I told him, and I replied immediately that yes, I'm still interested. So that was how he now scheduled interview for like 2 months later, because he was traveling and all that. So we just scheduled the interview, and I did interview. And after I finished interview, go to write my thesis. One morning like that, I just wake up. He said, that he has given me the position. If I'm interested, that it will be a privilege for him to work with me. That if I'm sure, I should reply ASAP. If you see the speed, yeah, I take that email. Hey, Margaret,
When
you know now.
it's a privilege to work with you. It means that you are high here. You showed this man
Ah,
your value.
no, obviously the man will say that because when you are bringing, like, we are going to learn from each other either way. So
That's right.
yes, yeah. So
Okay, I've heard you talk sustainability and sustainability. So before you went to do your master's in sustainability, what background did you have that allowed you to even do a master's in sustainability? A lot of people struggle with choosing the right program. So what's
yeah.
your background like before then?
Okay, before my BSc was in 2007, 2008. That's when I finished my
So
BSc.
you had a huge study gap. Guys, can you
Yeah.
compare? She had a large, huge study gap.
So, so I don't forget that they go. My master's, my BSc was in agri-economics and extension.
Okay.
So that was 2007, 2008. So in between then I worked in bank, but a lot of my work was around doing business and a lot of community development work, NGO work. So that was a lot of my work that I was doing. And also, when I wanted to go back to school, that was over 10 years plus, I figured within myself that all those soil chemistry, all those soil physics, what they do for agri-economics that time, I know if you do them again.
Yeah.
So I just need to figure out a course that allowed me to transition.
Okay.
So this master in sustainable development is a transdisciplinary course, because in our class we had people from different backgrounds. So if you go to the program website, you will see it like that they're looking for people for different background. So as I was thinking of what to do, that course came up. And then I was also thinking of sustainable food system, which is another course in a different university in this thing. But the thing about sustainability, anybody can do sustainability.
So
It's like
any background.
anybody can do. You can just, you can, like, you can attach sustainability to any field, because you have to know, okay, sustainability in what sense? Like in my in my case, I had background in community development. I was doing a lot of NGO work, and then I was conversant with the 17 SDGs, which was very, very important for the Swedish Institute scholarship. So that was like, will I say, preparation meets opportunity, or something like that. Yeah, and I didn't want to write IELTS. Like, as I was so lazy with children inside Lagos, almost beg. I not just for write any exam. So I just looking for that scholarship I will get based on my experience. And like my first degree was, I had my 2-1, which was 4.11 from Kogi State University. So I just wanted because I know, and like me, I'm a very pragmatic person. Like, I know they go where I know I don't go to places I know I can. You go to places I have the best fits. I concentrate my energies in places I can get in.
Yeah, that's what
Yeah.
that's what it means to focus. Because some people I see them
Yeah.
running all over the place. Today they are doing express entry. Tomorrow provincial nomination. Next tomorrow they are here. They are there. And I'm like, if you don't focus on one thing and you are all over the place, you will not get anything. And a lot of people don't check whether they qualify for this. Somebody said I can do this, and they're running health tests all over. I'm like, yeah, you can't achieve anything going all over the place like this. You need to find something where you fit in. Focus there until you get it, rather than going all over the place. Okay.
Yeah, you know, I know that's another thing. Like, you have to tell yourself the truth. Me, I do DIY. You know now, like, I ask questions, but I'm the kind of person that I do DIY. Like, I do a lot of research myself. So when I saw that, when I was trying to get, okay, now I want to Japa. Now, okay, I want to use educational route. Okay, I want to dust my 2-1 degree certificate. You understand? So where do I go next? Because my question is always, this is what I have. What is what can I do with what I have to take me to the next stage?
Guys, did you hear? What can I do with what I have? You use what you have already existing. Because some people now, they will say that they have work experience in something, a good bachelor's degree. Now they say they want to go abroad and go and do masters in tech, that they don't even meet the requirements. Then they're not struggling. Okay, what can I do? Use what you have. Go first, then transition. I say this all the time. Use what you have first, and then you can transition, rather than going for something that you don't have. Then you try to go into this thing, you are not a good fit, you don't get it, then you get frustrated.
Yeah, and you know, like, one thing about people that have study gap, clearly, in as much as all those times where I do all those soil physics, soil chemistry, econometrics, I tear book that time, all those times. That one at that time. Now I don't born children, I don't do all that things. Nigeria, while I don't enter my body. I got to say, okay, which course where I won't fit to where I go. So that's why I went for an interdisciplinary course. You understand? Which is what people that have study gap should do. Not because you did biochemistry 10 years ago, you have worked in the bank for how many years. You now say because you want to Japa, you want to go and do PhD in biochemistry or MS in biochemistry. You know you cannot do this thing. So you look for a course that allows you to transition. So I had a full natural agricultural science background. But when I wanted to do my master's, I did something that was interdisciplinary, which was a mix. So now I'm doing a PhD, which is more of the social sciences. So I've been able to cross. So all those chemical structure, like what now they do now, I don't drop out.
Go and look at my paper and see all the chemical structures that I draw there.
I don't do.
Okay, you know, we've just been chatting. I've not even been following my question. So I want to ask you one very good question. So you went to Sweden to do a master's degree. There are universities in Nigeria that do master's degrees. So why did you decide to relocate? Why did you can do master's degree in Nigeria? So why did you decide to relocate?
Zino, you got to ask the question again. Okay, like, even on a factual level, I wanted to do a master's in sustainable development because I was doing work in community development. You understand? So because I was doing work in community development and the SDG, and I found a scholarship that was rooted in the SDG, as most scholarships are these days. The thing is, we used to apply for grants and everything, and the SDG was always there. When we applied for grants where I was working, the SDG was always, they always mentioned the SDG. So when that opportunity came, I decided to take, like, okay, this was an opportunity for me to learn more about sustainable development. And if you know Sweden is like way up there in the sustainable development index. So in Sweden, they live this, they are not even talking about it, they live it. But in Nigeria, like we still have a long way to go, you understand? We still really have a long way to go. So if you want to do, like when they say people want to do, I don't know, people want to do a course in tech, there are countries where you go to, they have universities that are very, very, very good in these things. So for a case like sustainable development, me going to Sweden was, I was living it and I was learning it, which became a very easy thing for me. Like when I was applying for my visa to Canada, because I'm studying sustainable development in Sweden. When I was now writing, how they call that thing that they write, later of this thing for Canadian visa, later of explanation.
Study plan.
Yes, all those things was already easy for me, because everybody knows when it comes to sustainable development, Scandinavian countries are up there. Like it just justifies me going there to study. And I also wrote this in my motivation letter for the scholarship and for the when I was applying for admission.
Okay, so I heard you talk about NGOs. You mentioned NGOs. So when you were working in this NGO, was that like your full-time job, or were you volunteering in the NGO, or what did you do with the NGO?
Okay, I volunteered in different NGOs, but for the particular one I was in before I went to Sweden, like I actually went to that NGO because I was like in a place in my life where I was just tired. I needed something to motivate me. And this NGO, they were doing a lot of good work in Lagos. So I thought of volunteering at first before I now started working there. I now switched to full time. So I wanted something that allowed me to like forget about whatever I was passing through, like something that allowed me to, because one thing about NGO work, when you go to the field, because then we're going to the slums of Lagos, when you go to the field, you see the kind of things people pass through. It allows, like whatever you're passing through, you just put it by the side and then focus on focus on what you are doing, so that you realize that your life is not even that hopeless, or you think you won't have problem, don't really have problem. And the work was so close to my house, where the office was close to my house, so it just made everything all right. And also working full-time in that NGO was really helpful to me, because when it now came to write motivation letter, which SDG goals, like which particular SDG goals I'm supposed to like, what I'm like to tie all my points together. It was really, really easy. You understand? Because working in those places full time gave me the experience. So I didn't even need to struggle too much to know what to write in my motivation letter, because it's a work I was already doing. So
that makes sense. So I'm sure like you are aware that there are other routes to immigrate. Like we talked about, I just mentioned like PR, provincial nomination, all those other routes. So why did you decide to choose the school route over any of all these routes?
Okay, yeah. So the thing is, like I said before, I do DIY, so which means I do a lot of research. So when I applied for my master's, I was I was over 35 already. So I'm not someone, I already have children, like I was like, I have a life, like I have I already have something I'm doing. So when you talk about express entry, when you do the points, my point don't go reach again now, because and then but then I had the experience. I had like my result was good for my, at least I had my 2-1. And then when the scholarship came, it became easy. As against me sitting down thinking express entry, what am I going to do? What am I not going to do? Let me not go and lie and get points. When they now say bring document now, you will keep face. You will not have document to put, but the study route was, and also something that I saw that encouraged me was I saw somebody from South Africa that got that scholarship. She was 42 years old.
Okay.
So that's that became like a driving force for me, like to want to do like to want to like go through that route. And then it was easy. Swedish visa was so easy because having gotten that scholarship, it was just, I didn't even pay anything. They just basically footed everything. I just had to carry myself inside plane and reach Sweden,
Okay.
which was like, study route is always easier because you are going there temporarily first. Nobody is going to stress you over what they do for permanent residency and everything. So
yeah. So
I just tried to go there.
said when she talked about the age of the person that she saw who got it that motivated her. Because I hear a lot of people saying that, yeah, because of their age, they cannot get admission or they cannot get scholarship or something. However, the study route is the only route that does not have any age restriction. Like you said when you were ready to relocate, you were over 35 years and you knew that no matter what, you cannot do express entry because age was not on your side. However,
Yeah.
to use the study route, and with the study route, you will not be able to get the permanent residency. It's just that you take a different route. So if you think that
And you know that the thing about study route is, once you talk about Japa, whatever route, the thing is you are looking for a legitimate way, which is faster, because the most difficult thing is to leave first.
exactly, yeah.
Because once you legitimately leave, this is the thing, to legitimately live where you are, if you can legitimately achieve that, it helps. It helps because the thing is, when I went to Sweden and I was like, when I even went to do my biometrics, those people are not like those people. Their country is a very, very good country. So I'm not applying from somewhere that people are running to go to Canada the same like that. So my application was pretty much easy because I applied for my study permit from Sweden. And if you remember, that last year, there was like an announcement that went around that said you have to apply for a study permit before June 20th or something like that. They did last year. So they first gave me conditional admission at Memorial University, said I should bring my certificates. When I finished, then they gave me full admission later. But when that announcement came out, they now gave all of us full admission later, which is what I used to apply for my permit. So even in my letter of explanation to the visa office of Canadian, I explained that I'm going to finish my study in June. Oh, that I was still in Sweden. Now, when I finish my study, I will leave Sweden and go to my country.
Okay.
You understand? Yeah. So I applied for my study permit. I got the way I got my PhD offer even before I finished my masters.
Okay. So now that you're talking about visa, so you applied for your Canadian visa from Sweden.
Yes.
Your biometrics in Sweden too.
Yes.
For some people,
But
notion that when you're applying for a visa from outside of your home country, you have to go to your home country to go and submit your visa application and do your so you were able to do your biometrics from outside where you were living.
Yes, I did my biometrics in Sweden. I did my everything. I did it in Sweden. I paid my application fee with my Swedish krona card.
Okay. So
yeah,
you all can hear that she did everything from Sweden. She didn't have to go back to Nigeria first to go and do any application. She did it.
That was even what is even interesting was that now I did the application. I think that was in April, May, or like May. I did that thing in early May. I did my application in early May. Then I finished my studies and left Sweden June 20th.
Okay.
And then after I reached Nigeria, they told me that I got my passport request. And I sent my passport to Abuja office. To like Canadian Abuja office. That's where they stamped my passport. So I did my application, this thing, got my approval in Sweden. And because I was already out of the country, when I stamped my passport in Nigeria, and I came from Nigeria to
Canada.
Yeah.
That's nice. So now you have talked about Sweden. I know that you did your master's degree in Sweden. So why did you choose Sweden to do your master's degree of all these countries? Why Sweden? Was there something special about Sweden?
Yes, like Sweden is like it's a country you would love. Like it's a very, very beautiful country. Like nobody can take that away. Sweden is a very beautiful country, nice people and everything. But the thing about it is language is not for me. That is one of the reasons why I decided like 6 months into staying in the country that I wanted to leave. but it's a good country. It's one of those places. It's good for family. I actually had my baby there. So it's a good country. And their visa process is so easy. For someone like me, I don't run for my tears. I don't even want stress already. So I just wanted to go to, when I got that opportunity, it was just right. Because from my research, I discovered that visa to European countries are pretty much easy, especially when all your papers are complete. Like, it's stress-free. And in Sweden, you don't do biometrics unless they've approved your permits.
Okay.
That's their rules. Yeah, that's their rules. Like, so their process is very easy, and it's just, I don't know, it's just like when I did my research, like I was looking at places like Denmark, Finland, I was looking at Germany, but when I saw that Swedish Institute scholarship, particularly, it was just right, because it was just still under my radar. It is places I was considering, so it worked for me.
Okay. Yeah, so I've heard you say, I'm going to ask you how did you fund your studies, but I've heard you talk about the Swedish Institute scholarship. Assume that you use the Swedish Institute scholarship to fund your studies. So my big question is that, how did you find out about this funding, and what does it take to get this funding? Because I've also heard you say you had a 2-1. Do you necessarily need to have a 2-1 or a first class for you to get this scholarship? Like, what do you need to get this scholarship? What do you need to show for you to get? For those people that are listening to us that may be interested in the Swedish Institute scholarship.
Yeah, so the thing about the Swedish scholarship, like I said, somebody that was 42 years in South Africa got it. But I saw that comment. I saw the comments about the scholarship on Twitter. On my waka waka looking for research. I saw that comment that day. Somebody made, and immediately I went to the guy's DM, like sharp. I went to his DM to ask him questions about the scholarship and everything, and he gave me the lowdown, because he too got it, and it was all expense paid. So even people that I know, someone that had third class that got it.
Okay.
Meanwhile, people that had first class did not get it.
Okay, so guys, you see that for this scholarship is not about your grade.
The scholarship comes after you have gotten admission. So your biggest fight is, as much as you're applying for the scholarship, your biggest fight is how to get admitted. Because you know, a Swedish admission process, you use one transcript to apply for 4 choices, one application fee to apply for 4 choices.
Oh wow, that's nice.
Yeah, so they have a portal, central portal for everything.
Okay, so you see that would a lot of people money. So if you're applying to 5 schools, for example, you're not paying 4 application fees. You just pay 1 application fee for 4 schools. It makes sense.
Yeah.
Especially now with the current exchange rate in Nigeria, things are hard.
so you just like, the first step is, it's even on the scholarship website. The website is si.se. That is as simple as that. si.se. Simple thing. You don't even need to. Swedish Institute scholarship. So the process is like, it's pretty much straightforward. But the thing is, for you to begin the scholarship, you have to start with applying for admission. So admission for Sweden is going to open mid-October, Sha. So yes, mid-October. Then you start your admission, and then the Swedish Institute, after that, they're going to bring out a list of courses that qualify for their scholarship. But they have some courses. I think they sponsor most courses, but not all courses. So you have to make sure that the courses you are selecting is among those courses. And then one thing about the Swedish admission process, you have opportunity to re-rank your courses till they close. Like, there's a deadline for that. So you can re-rank your courses anyhow. Shift them between first choice, second choice, third choice, and fourth choice. So that's it.
Okay. Somebody was asking if Swedish Institute scholarship is still available. Like, this is a recurring scholarship. I know that you can have, every year it opens, you can apply.
Yeah, but you have to start with that admission that is opening this October. You have to start first and be sure that, like, be ready, get all your transcript, everything ready before their application deadline. Because if the application deadline pass and you never finish your process, that means that is like you don't finish. And it's always good for people to be sure your transcript is being delivered, because we have people who pay application fee and then their Nigerian school don't send their transcript on time. So the application fee is wasted, like more or less, especially those that are looking for scholarship, because you will eventually get, maybe they send your transcript late, but then you may be on the late admission list, which you will not be able to qualify for the scholarship. And the thing about the scholarship, you must not end up on the waiting list.
Okay.
So we are talking about submitting your application on time. So that, submitting your application on time, make sure your transcript your transcript arrives, like everything is set on time, and you have to aim for places you can get in, because this thing is when the competition is too tight and these people have limited spaces for number of students, they begin to use all manner of criteria to just rank people. It could be as simple thing as, when did this person submit? Who submitted first? Who submitted last?
Yeah.
And so if you end up on the waiting list of admission, you can't get the scholarship. It's stated on the website. So don't be so carried away with name of big school. Go, like, I must go to
Uppsala.
okay. I must go to loan. I must go to. I end up with Uppsala, but I'm not saying people should don't. I'm just saying, please aim for places you can get in, so that after you have paid the application fee, you have hustled the scholarship wahala. Like some people, they've done everything. Their scholarship application is very, very good, but then they're on the waiting list of the course they selected.
Oh, okay.
And that's the end.
Guys, if you have questions, please put your questions in the question mark. I see all of you typing in the comments. We lose these comments. Put your question in the question mark, and when we're done, we're going to visit the questions and ask all the questions. So please put your question in the right place so that I can ask it. Okay, so what's your advice now to somebody that is applying for the Swedish Institute scholarship to make the application stand out so that they can get the scholarship? So now we have said that the CGPA doesn't matter. So what is this thing that they are looking for? That if I do this thing, my chances will be higher.
Yeah, the CGPA, like, the CGPA can matter. Like, yes, I won't say it doesn't matter, but you should, if you have you have third class, it should not hold you back.
Yeah.
You understand? Like, in my own case, my course is a very competitive course because we have people from different backgrounds in that discipline. So if you are going for a course like that, you are trying to reach into another field, you may need to bring your A game. We're talking about motivation later. We're talking about they use everything. They use everything for that. So it depends, but I'm not trying to discourage anybody, but I just encourage people to try and submit early. This is very, very important. Now, the thing is opening in October. Opening in October. If you go to the website, if you go to university, admission, the website for the Swedish admission is universitiesadmissions.se. universitieadmissions.se. So you find every information there. You go there and look at schools that you have the best fit. So, for example, in my case, if you studied agri-economics, typically from Nigeria, our background is more on the natural science. Like in my school, a lot of our module involved a lot of natural sciences. So if like when I first attempted to apply to agri-economics masters in Sweden and in other countries, they told me that my social science credit was not enough to qualify me for agri-economics, even though I had agri-economics for Nigeria. In our own case in Nigeria, we did more natural sciences than social sciences. But in their own case, they do more social sciences than natural sciences.
Oh.
Yeah, so some of these things, don't just assume that because I had this degree from Nigeria, if I go to this country, they will accept me. So a lot of these things, like, you have to figure it out. That's why it's good now. Go to those websites and look at courses that you best fit in. Gather your documents. Just look at everything and just prepare. Yes. And if you are someone that has third class, someone that has 2-2, I would advise you to, there's a trick about this thing. There are popular schools with less popular departments.
Yeah.
and there are popular departments in less popular schools.
Yeah. Yeah.
So if you go to a popular school, you may be lucky. If you go to a popular school and you go and apply to a less competitive department, which is less popular, you could still get it with your third class and your 2-2. And if you go to a less popular school and you are struggling with a department that is very popular in that school, so you know the game you are up against. So when you go to these schools and their website, you read about them. Some of them put courses that are very popular, like on their websites. So if that is because you want to apply for, you already know what you are up against. Like you already know what you are up against. You get so that's just prepare and put in just aim for places you can get in. So like in my case, I have background in community development. I did agri-economics, but I already have a first degree which has which qualified me to apply for that sustainable development course, and also other courses that I applied for, like sustainable food system at Swedish University of Agricultural Science, which was first my first choice before I switched it to my second choice. But the thing is, I went for courses I knew I could get in. And then in my motivation letter, I stated that for the Uppsala University that I was doing a lot of community development work, and I used specific instances to make a case why I should be in that class. Because the point is, why should we give you a spot in this class?
Oh,
Why should we give you?
I need to repeat this, guys. Did you hear that? Because some people will just go when they're writing their motivation letter. I do a lot of community development work. It's not enough for you to. I do this. Show them what have you done in this community development. Yeah. Give instances, give examples. Because if you just anybody can say I do community development work, but when it comes to giving instances, if you have not really done it or you don't know what you are doing, you cannot state any instance to make sense. Yes. So that I said I do community development work, and I followed it up by giving examples, giving instances to prove my point. Did you hear?
Yeah. That one is just a given. Like then, the NGO work I was doing, we were concerned about food insecurity in Lagos. So I'm talking about SDG 1, 2, 3. And I chose specific targets, indicators in that SDG to make my case. I'm not just saying I'm just community development or give me this thing. I'm saying that, okay, for example, I said something like I'm doing zero hunger, like I wanted to achieve zero hunger in Nigeria, and I gave instances. Why? Because when you are giving instances, you haven't gone to the slums of Lagos, you have done this, done that. You are making a case to talk about specific SDG goals, like in my case, and I mentioned, like, we are talking of Nigeria we had a poverty capital of the world, so which was also a case. So you have to like be specific. This is why I want to study this course, and then I want to go to Sweden because Sweden is whatever in the Sustainable Development Index every year, and I know that studying this course, I'll be living and I'll be learning. So you just have to like, you just have to be specific. Like that is how it worked for me. So everybody,
when you say all these things the way you have said it, these people will know that this person has done a research. This person knows what she's talking about. You're not just applying for the sake of applying. Like they will see your application and be like, this is a candidate that we should give this money to. You know, I'll give an example. There was one scholarship that I got, and at the end of the year, they'll tell you that because this scholarship was given by contributed by a family through the university. So at the end of the scholarship period, they'll tell you that if you are interested, it's not by force, but if you are interested, you can send a thank you note to the family and let them know how the scholarship supported you and all that. So for me, I thank them because they didn't only support me, it was me and my son. The scholarship money also helped my son. So it supported me and my son, and I thanked them. And I also told them that they supported me. So I didn't even have to start thinking about money or how to work while I was doing my thesis, which again was on sustainability as well. Because in this day, sustainability is so big. Everybody decides.
Oh, it is everything. Like,
yes, how is this sustainable? So when I did that, I didn't even know that this family, they work in something environment in Canada. So at the end of the essay that I wrote, I put a picture of me and Somto where we were smiling. This people, this family asked about me, like, I want to meet you, I want to see your thesis. The lady connected with me on LinkedIn, like, it was huge. I'm like, yeah, just because of this little thing. A lot of people just ignore it, and they'll be like, yes, I am this and this and this. How are you this? How do we know that you are this? You need to let us know. Very important.
You have to be specific about this thing. And sometimes people say in scholarship things like, I'm hardworking. No, I'm excellent. Everybody's an excellent student.
Exactly.
You have to say specific things. Why they must consider you? Hey, these people, why they must come? I remember them when this scholarship came out last time. Some people didn't get it. People kept saying, oh, one even said then that I've worked in the United Nations. I still didn't get it. I volunteered. It's not that. And then you have people from one remote village in one part of Africa, they got the scholarship. So this thing is, Nigerians, we like big grammar. Nobody wants to read you. Nobody has time for big grammar. Be specific. Like, give them specification, numbers, dates.
Yeah.
Be specific. It helps. In the motivation letter for the admission, in the motivation letter for the for the scholarship. So these are two different things.
Yeah.
And then there's scholarship too from the universities. Yeah, if those universities, you choose them as first choice, you have the chance to apply for their tuition scholarship, which is different from Swedish Institute scholarship. Yes. So that one covers tuition. But Swedish Institute, you are basically government picking. They foot everything for you, give insurance. It's just, that scholarship is just.
Wait. So this scholarship covers your flight ticket, accommodation, visa application fees, tuition, upkeep, like, name it, everything.
Yes. So the only condition is when you get the scholarship, you have to get to Sweden, and then the flight money they give you something like money back for the flight you spent. So the only condition is you have to get to Sweden to get your scholarship.
Even my mom did not cover all of it. Only cover my. So guys, there's some people with the scholarship cover flight tickets. We did cover accommodation. We did cover
because the money used to pay for that flight that you got to Nigeria, they're going to give it back to you. That if you left Nigeria, they're going to, from your country, they'll give it back to you.
That's the scholarship I should have applied for if I knew about Swedish Institute scholarship. Now therefore go. You say I like money.
They will fit everything. And the good thing about the Swedish Institute scholarship is when other people paid application fee for the visa, we that got the Swedish Institute scholarship, we didn't pay for the visa. Yes.
So you didn't.
So when you
pay anything at all, Sha?
Only thing I paid was my flight money to Sweden and my application fee for admission. That's all.
And the flight money they give back to you.
Yes,
what they give out of pocket.
It's in the offer.
So
it's in the offer.
So your only out of pocket expense was your application fee for your admission. That was all you spent.
Yes, because they still gave me back my flight money.
Oh, nice. Okay. I should go back to masters.
It's really good. I encourage people to apply. Like, try. Even if you're over 35, you feel like you're Agbaya. Don't feel like Agbaya. If you have this experience, like, and scholarship is not even mostly for fresh graduates, for people that have worked at least 2 years. You must have that professional experience to back up your application, because there's proof of work experience, proof of leadership. So it is very key. If you are here and feel like Agbaya, I'm begging, don't be like Agbaya. Please apply for the scholarship. It's very, very important.
You need to be ambassador for this scholarship, because when you are saying this thing there, like, I need to people that come and see
Zino,
scholarship ambassador.
The scholarship sweet, that like the scholarship sweet, because imagine being sure of stipend every month, covers your rent, covers your living expenses. You have insurance.
You're making this. You know what that means? Maybe I should go back and do masters just so I can enjoy this scholarship.
Scholarship is good, and it's just that I encourage people when you are applying. Because the thing about this thing is, I encourage people as much as you want the scholarship, please focus on getting admission. Because no matter how good your scholarship application is, if you don't get that admission, you don't cast like that.
Okay.
Or you end up on the waiting list. So, like, aim for places you can get in and please submit on time. Some people wait for the last minute. Even the scholarship gone, when they have selected who they want to select and they want to do, scholarship, two people end up on waiting list. So you have to wait till somebody rejects their offer before they give. So things like when you submit it actually comes into play. So I beg people, try and submit early. Don't this urge of saying, let me wait till last minute.
Some people are last minute. That's what people are telling me in this August. That Zino, please help me. I want to secure admission and scholarship and get my visa and start school in September. I'm like, September next month. Next month.
If you want to go to school this September, now last year September you dey start your hustle.
Yeah. Wait, like, okay, they said no, next month, yeah. I'm like, you must be joking. Is this a joke?
Oh yeah. And this September is the best time to get all this scholarship because those winter semester scholarship is not that much.
Exactly, they are very limited. Yeah, so everybody tell people that the best time is for you to target September because there are lots of opportunities at that time. All those winter, spring, they have them, but they are quite limited.
They are very few. Okay. So this time is the best time.
Margaret, if you see questions that people have put here, even me, as I see the number.
I get questions.
Okay, I have another question. So I know that Sweden is not an English-speaking country. So a master's degree taught in English, how did you navigate the language barrier? Because this is why a lot of people don't even want to consider this non-English-speaking European country. So tell us about what are the effects of language?
Okay, like the master's is in English. These people can speak English.
Okay.
It's not as if Swedish people don't get. Their English is very good though. They speak good English, but they have their own language. They have built their society around their own language. But you find that their academics, their research, they do some of it in English, which is why we can apply, which is why they are doing the Swedish Institute scholarship. Because if they cannot speak English, they will not be telling people from outside to come and learn about Sweden and take some of the lessons to develop their own country. So they speak English in their country. But the thing about it is, language is not my strong point. Even in Nigeria, like when I was living in Benin, the only thing I had in Benin is Ogwaligo. Like
you too like money.
Ogwaligo and Tafia Amebo. That's the only two things I had in Benin. When I was living in Abuja, I never hear one Hausa. When I was living in Jalingo, I can't even speak anything. Like language is not my strong point. But the thing is about I can hear because I'm Igala, that's my tribe. I can pick bits of Yoruba because some of the languages are similar, but language is not my strong point. So you won't see me deceiving myself that maybe I want to learn this language. So that's when I got to Sweden. I was already thinking, can I not learn the language? And I was already thinking, okay, it's not really for me, which is why I migrated to English-speaking country. Because their language is core of their life. So if you plan to, you can go and study there, but if you plan to stay there, you must learn the language. Like it's how their society is. It's like the rest. It's like that in the rest of Europe. Like all the European countries who have their language. Yes, many of their schools they speak English. Like they do their research and they teach you in English. But when it comes to living and integrating the society, you need to learn the language. It's just how it is.
Okay, so I say that was one of the reasons why you left Sweden for.
Yes, because language is not my strong point. Like I cannot deceive myself. Like even if I even left that country, all the Swedish I learned, so I use and chop amala. But people stay behind and people learn that when people are dogged, they learn this language. Like they really, really like they learn it. But it's not for me. So this is why I said me, I'm a pragmatic person. Like I know, like so language is not my strong point. So some people are able to do this thing, yes, but it's not my strong point.
Okay, so you just mentioned that people stay behind. I know that you didn't stay behind. You immigrated from Sweden to Canada, but you just said people stay behind. So for the people that may want to go to Sweden to go and study, and maybe they are very good with learning language and they can learn the language. So is there a way for them to stay behind after studies in Sweden?
Yes, there's something they call like 1 year post-study permit.
Okay.
In Sweden. Yeah, so they give it to, if you graduate, once you are finishing your study, while you are still in Sweden, you apply.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
But
So people stay behind. And then there's also PhD.
okay.
Yeah.
But you know,
So PhD is,
students can get postgraduate work permit and then transition to permanent residence here in Canada. Are they able to do that in Sweden? Can you become a permanent resident in Sweden?
yeah, like if you stay long enough, you can.
Long
If
enough.
you stay long enough, stay long enough, you can. Like people stay, they say, but obviously Canada is faster. Like, yeah, but if you stay long enough, you can. It's a very beautiful country. Honestly, like I really enjoyed myself there. It's really a very beautiful country. But language is not for me. Like so many things, and then I felt like it was not just for me. So I left. But I like people are nice to me. Like I attended a church there in Sweden, Mosaic Church. Those people were so nice. Like, oh, they were so nice. Like I can't even fault them. Only because of them. If I wanted to stay in Sweden, I can stay because of those people. They were really, really nice to me. So it depends on you, like what you want. Like you have, this is not something somebody will come and say, come and do master class and has to stay behind this week. You will get yourself when you enter that country. You suppose know whether you fit stay or if you no stay.
Yeah.
Yes, because everybody, you know this abroad thing. Everybody is on your own. You have to know. You have to hustle. You have to be someone that think on your feet. Like, does it work? Does it not work for me? So because somebody may be your best friend in Sweden, and then you people's journey may be different.
Yeah.
Like I have some of my classmates who left and were able to come back. Some of them still they left to their country. They after some time they still came back.
Okay.
Yes, yeah. And then like my another thing about my course is you can do for 1 year, you can do for 2 years. Some of those people they did for 1 year, some of them that were self-funded, they did for 1 year, left, and then some of them are back in Sweden. Yeah,
So how did
so
they come back? Did they come back with a work permit or how did they come back?
some of them got a job. Like the way I am now with my degree, if I wanted a job in Sweden, I could just start like with my degree. I know that they just started something now, they called it 9 months foreigners work visa. They just started it, something like that. That you have 9 months to come to Sweden. You if you to get a job and want to they verify your certification and whatnot and whatnot. So if in that case having a Swedish degree is to my advantage.
Yeah.
Yes. So people take advantage of that to go. So yeah.
Okay. I know that this is something that a lot of us want in live session because there are a lot of people that are family people. I heard you say you are married and you have 3 kids. I also know that you gave birth to one of your kids while you were schooling in Sweden. So is it possible? So if somebody gets the Swedish Institute scholarship now, can they move to Sweden with their entire family, with their spouse be able to take
Yes.
the work permit? So tell us about moving with family.
Yes, if you got the scholarship, you are able to go to Sweden with your family, even if you are self-funded. But the thing about the scholarship, it covers just you.
Yeah.
Your family has to include their own proof of funds and pay the application fee.
Mm-hmm.
But if you get the scholarship, they'll pay everything for you.
Oh, okay.
Yes. Yes. And also, if you get the university tuition scholarship, you have to pay your application fee. The only people that are not going to pay visa application fee is people that got the Swedish Institute scholarship. So you can come with your family, your spouse can work, and school is free in Sweden.
Okay, so children can school for free.
Yes, but your child has to start from 1 year. So like when I gave birth, my pikin no go school. Like we just had to stay till she became 1 year.
Will a newborn go to school? What are they looking for in school?
No, like daycare, not like daycare till your pikin is 1 year.
Okay.
Yes, so that's how they do it because there's something they call like maternity paternity leave where you can stay at home. They'll be paying you can stay at home for 1 year with your newborn. So it's like that in Sweden. They take family this thing seriously.
So how did you cope having a newborn that could not go to childcare without your spouse there at that time, with school and all the other activities that you engage in Sweden? So how did you do it? Where did you keep the baby?
See, but the thing is, my husband supports me. I can't even. My husband is like my biggest supporter.
Having a supportive partner is everything.
You know this thing. My husband is my biggest supporter. I can't even. It's not something I can even express in words. Being there for me, holding his own part of the bargain, like his own end of this thing we want to achieve. Like doing his own part was very, very critical. So now I'm with a baby. I'm going to school. He's doing everything to support me in a way that he can. You remember we have 2 other kids.
Yeah.
So So and also like I don't know, maybe being a Nigerian, this thing you like when you don't experience Nigeria finish, you don't get the kind suffer when you won't suffer again. For abroad, where go enter your body because
after you have experienced Nigeria,
like you don't get that suffer where I feel suffer again because this is me. Lagos stress, traffic, everything. Like I survived it with a job, doing business by the side, running school runs, me and my husband, everything. That's what you sweet me. I don't want that pikin. I say after I had a presentation 2 weeks after that baby. I went to that presentation. They were telling me that you could stay, my school was telling me I could stay, I could extend my study with the scholarship people that they could support me and everything. But because I want to finish that 2021 so that I can move on to what is in my agenda, I had to put in. And then luckily for me in the pandemic, a lot of things moved online. So I didn't have to worry where to keep the baby. So it worked to my advantage.
Yeah, sometimes things just work out sometimes. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, and
yes.
I tell some people when they are worried about everything, and sometimes things you need to trust yourself and trust the process. Sometimes
start next now. Even start some people will just tell me, "Oh, what do you never even collect transcript. You don't dey complain say how you first start now. Start something. May you just first start something even attempt first. Go to those schools, do the research, look for yes. If you don't even start, because if I sat there and said, "Hey, God, what will I do? I'm going to leave my husband now." All those.
See, my boss, that's with a shy eye.
See, everything you come on the support of a partner that supports you as a woman. It's an underrated. My husband is my biggest cheerleader. Today now I wrote PhD.
This husband will tell us say I twirl.
Today I wrote one PhD. I wrote one PhD so that I gave him to read. I forced him to read it. He was already ready. So you need people to support you.
PhD. Now all of us.
Which my children, all of us was.
When I completed my master's degree, when you were giving me my certificate, I'm like, this certificate is for me and Somto. Now me and Somto to this class.
No, when I was doing my MSc in the class, in my class, I was the only person that was with a baby. But I made sure I kept up with my classmates.
Yeah.
I just sometimes I break down and everything, but I was just determined to just finish it and finish it. So when we finished, my classmates used to joke that my baby was the newest class member. So some of them got to meet her, some of them were not able to meet her because of the pandemic, but all of us finished together, all of us graduated the class together. And when we were doing master thesis presentation, I told the woman that I want to be the first to present. Because when I went to go and drop because I did my master thesis presentation after my baby was 1, so she was in their daycare, in their school. So when I dropped, I quickly went to I told them I want to do my presentation first. So I just tried to factor in, when the situation you find yourself in. If you are someone who you have lived in Nigeria, who you have made the best of your situation, this is a skill that will help you when you cross this border.
Yeah.
It will help you because if you know Lagos now, if Lagos stress, Nigerian stress, you've been through it.
If you're stressed, you're being cool. I lived in Lagos. I remember when Somto was born and I went back to work after I was 3 months. We're living in K2 then and my office was in Ikoyi. I wake up by 5 o'clock, drop something at the daycare by 5:30 and go to work. There were days I would get back home by 10 p.m. My son will be looking at me. He does not want to hug me. He does not even acknowledge me. Lagos. If Lagos stress
and then this abroad there, they are putting the school near your house.
Yeah.
So the school has to be near your house. And they factor in everything. I'm a student and everything. It's just, so when you have that advantage, nobody to just work out, no, go drop it, come back into my house, sit down for my laptop, internet, everything don't do. What it won't be the problem? Again, one no go feel read. And this is one of the reasons why I chose an interdisciplinary course. Course where I know I go fit do.
Yeah.
Because clearly if I did like something like a course like agric biochemistry, which my first degree was qualified to take me in, or I went to something natural science, I would have been able to do it. But the question is, can I finish it?
Exactly. That's very important. Especially people like us that are parents and you are going with kids and whatnot. You don't want to go and start doing something that, like when I was also in my master's, when I was choosing courses, I had the liberty to choose my courses by myself. I chose the courses that I knew that I could easily do and pass at that time. Because my most important thing was to get this master's degree. So I chose simple courses.
Not be say I start people. You see, if you don't reach master, nobody wants to say whether they carry first for class, they carry last for class.
Exactly.
And in Sweden, there's nothing like first class, second class, third class. You either pass or you fail.
Yeah.
So that's the thing that when I was applying for my PhD, I sent my transcripts. Like there was nothing like first class third. It was just my grades, my scores, and everything that was on it. So that's another thing. If you want to study in Sweden, if you are the type of person that you want to come and say, oh, I made first class, I made 7.0, all those things. It does not like that in Sweden. Because my goal is, I just want to get this certificate. Because the goal about certificate, your certificate is not an end in itself. It's like a tool to take you to the next level. Which is why you should not spend so much time on name of school, on doing this course. The thing is, this next level of your life you want to get to, take a course that you can successfully follow through with what you already have. This is my motto in life. What I have now, where can it take me to? So I use that. Yes. So you have to do what works for you.
And sometimes finding the right balance is very important, because some people just focus on this certificate. I want to get the highest grade ever. But you need more than your certificate or more than that highest grade for you to get what you need in the next level. So if you are able to find a balance, keep your grades high, still create time to do other things that you need to do. And when you are applying for that, your next level, you have everything you need. But the people, all they have is their certificate. They fall. Then people that have less than their grade are getting in. They are not getting. They say, yeah, but I have the highest pass.
You know the way things are now. It's not enough to say, oh, I have 2-1. Yeah. I have first class. Oh, everything. What else are you bringing to the table?
Exactly. What else? Yeah. But people focus on the grade and they abandon every other thing. And then
this is one of the reasons why the Swedish Institute scholarship is really, really good. Because apart from your grade, because now the Swedish Institute scholarship people, when you apply, they don't even care about your grade. They are telling you what you are bringing to the table based on their criteria, which is what they wrote on their website. The kind of candidate they are looking for is stated there. So you have to look at it and say, how do I become that person? Am I that person? Your program with your wahala with grades, your wahala with admission is when you are looking for admission, which is on universityadmissions.se. But when it comes to Swedish Institute scholarship, we're talking about professionals here with experience and leadership skills. So this is the thing. And then you don't need IELTS, like I said before. So nobody's going to ask you. Me, I'm a lazy person because so far now I'm not writing English exam. So
but you still write it.
I don't keep myself.
It's waiting for you in front. You will still write it last.
No, you know that kind of IELTS you are writing. You don't collect fresh air, like you are not in a place of pressure anymore. As against you are writing it now because you want to pass. You want like that one, a different IELTS, not be this kind one. Make I push as I be speak English. The English one they speak, you don't reach now. So
okay, Margaret, we're running out of time, so we're going to skim through the questions quickly. So I've asked you this before, but I'm just going to ask you. So how did you move to Canada? How did you leave Sweden to Canada? I know we've talked about this before, so quickly.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. So I went for my master's in Sweden, And then 6 months into Sweden, I wanted an English-speaking country. So I applied to UK, New Zealand, Australia, US. I just said the one that came first, I would take it. So this one came even before I finished my MSc. So I just had to take it. And then this is how I'm in Cornerbrook now.
Okay, yeah, I just picked something from what you just said now. Guys, you heard her. She said she was looking for English-speaking countries. So she applied to UK, US, Canada, New Zealand, Australia. Yes. Some people will say, I want to come to Canada, it must be Ontario. Some people say, I want to go to Canada, I want to go to US, it must be Texas. How many schools do they have? How many funding opportunities are there? This is the reason why a lot of people don't get any funding. Because they're so specific that it must be this, and you're looking for money. If you want something that must be something, make sure that you have money in your pocket to pay for it. And even at that, you're not even sure you get admission in that one place that you want to go to. So you heard she had an open mind. She had the goal. The goal is to go to an English-speaking country. Now, there are a number of English-speaking countries. And she must have done her homework to see that, okay, since I want to relocate permanently at the end of the day, these countries can give me this opportunity. Rather than saying that it must be, some people say, it must be Ontario. If it's not Ontario, some say it must be Toronto.
It's not. I'm in Cornerbrook. Cornerbrook is different from St. John's, where the main campus of Memorial University is. I'm in Grenfell campus, which is totally different, a smaller district. See, the important thing is I'm inside Canada.
Exactly.
But see, where they for Toronto, no, if you can tell me, say, you dey Canada, pass me.
And besides, if Toronto is your target, when you finish schooling in this place that you are going to, you can now go to Toronto.
Yes, the important thing, first things first. Focus on, like this Swedish Institute that I'm saying now. Focus on getting admitted.
Yeah.
Like, focus on like the first things first.
Yeah.
So you can get in. Okay, like for instance, I keep on Twitter now. I'm always, anytime Memorial University talks about they want to host about funding opportunities, they want to talk about to international prospective students, I post this thing so that you can attend the session and hear what's up and hear this thing. And then what people take it serious, because people are so, you want to go to University of Toronto, you want to go go and meet Zino in Waterloo, they want to go to UBC. As if that we are in this Memorial University, as if it matters. And I think it's that Nigerian mentality that says, I must go to Unilag. If we that are in Kogi State University, our school is better than your school. Nobody send you like that for you. Like your scholar, your how would I put it, your certificate is a tool to get you to the next level. And I saw this, nobody even advertised this thing like say I see it for Twitter. I went to the school website, go, and I saw where they wrote that they are looking for students, and I wrote the professor.
And it even makes it less competitive than the one that they have put on Twitter and put everywhere. Yes. For the world.
So for instance, like people talk about coming to US, for example, there are 50 states in the US. You will never hear people talk they want to go to places like this. A place called New Mexico, places like place called Delaware, places like Utah. People don't even think about it. Everybody wants to be in New York. Everybody wants to be in Chicago.
Yes.
Everybody wants to. This is the same thing that happens when I also apply to Canada. Even Sweden. Like if you tell them to apply, they say they want to go to Lund, they want to go to Stockholm, they want to go to this thing.
And if you apply to all these schools that people are not talking about, you'll be surprised how much funding you will get there. How easy.
Exactly.
And not like Nigeria, they will say you did not go to a good school. Nobody discriminates your certificate from whatever school you have gone to. Nobody discriminates. So at the end of the day, you need to go to look at places where do I have higher chances? Where do I have higher prospects? Like I tell some people that with third class, you can even get admission in countries like in the US. Look for these schools, but you are looking for Harvard.
No, if you talk now, to be as if you are not trying to motivate. The goal is, what is your goal? Are you not looking for certificate? Are you not looking for how to legitimately move your country? If you achieve it, you can go and visit that Harvard. You can go and do short courses.
Yeah.
And you still have that same certificate.
Yeah. And so
like I
need to find out like what is most important to you. Like for example, my next step now, if I want to go into academia and I'm not able to secure a professor job right away after school, while I'm trying to get the job, I may want to work as a postdoc. With my portfolio and all the scholarship I've gotten, I've already targeted some scholarships that I can get, that I'll be able to now take that money. It's flexible. Take the money, go to any university. What most people do, they will not take that money and go to Ivy League school. Like now I've thought about maybe I'll go to MIT or go to Harvard or but then on a second thought, right now, my family cannot absorb that kind of move where I will not carry myself and move everybody, my partner, my children, move everybody to the US to go and be doing all those kind of things. So we cannot absorb that kind of move. Now, so I will look for the next best thing. So you have to consider.
You have to leave. Not because I'm an older person. My focus is stability. I want to live. I want to enjoy my life. So I will not, like, I don't even stress my energy. You get some kind things where I know they even stress myself for, because it's unnecessary.
Yeah.
That is why when I tell people, when I want to apply for schools, I'm begging people, kids, allow yourself to have options.
Yeah.
Like the person that posted that Swedish Institute scholarship, that I saw that under somebody's comment, that guy then didn't have much followers. Some people here, when you see somebody comment on something, put a link, they will first gauge the person, how many followers does the person have, before they will even start even going to verify that information.
Some people will not even verify. They will verify.
Yes.
Undergraduate. Is it for somebody with a banking background? They will even check it. They won't check.
That guy did that, and I went to his DM, he gave me a link, I went to check, and throughout the process was trying to help me and everything. But I think this is a problem. Don't be so like there are informations all over Twitter. Twitter is everything. Like I tell people, but this obsession with following people, only taking information for people based on the number of followers, it won't help anybody.
Yeah.
Like it won't help anybody. Like I started chatting Zino before you could know Zino as in. Like that time I saw a comment.
That's 1,000, less than 1,000 followers.
Well, you people, yeah, even on Twitter, like if you tweet something, like I've been tweeting constantly about Memorial having session of new students. I don't think people even engage that tweet. And it's in that place they will tell you how to contact professors, how to do this, how to do that. Then you will hear directly from the horse's mouth.
Yeah.
From the school gone. Nobody's going to do this. Well, it's up to people, shall in my own.
When I start looking for information, I just go on Twitter. And I don't even have to be scrolling there. I just search. Do search with the keywords. That thing that you're looking for, all of them will come out for you. And you will get your information from there. Yeah, but a lot of people don't utilize. Most people, what they use social media to follow blogs, do news, do tafia, do aproko. I do that too, and I enjoy doing that too. But you also need to do important things. Use social media to your advantage. It's not only to do tafia. Do aproko. Amebo, like you do amebo. It's okay to do amebo. But me, I do amebo too. I be baba for amebo. I do amebo. Sometimes when I follow your stories, I will see some sweet news. I will go and go and read. But it's also important that you also use it to benefit yourself. Well, yeah, people asking for, and when
some people can Google, like what used to pay me is if you type, for example, Memorial University of Newfoundland, Uppsala University, on Google, you will see their real website. You just need to go there first. And then it's as simple as that.
Yeah.
It's as simple as that.
Yeah. Guys, when I repost this live session, I'm going to repost this video so I can come and watch it. We're going to post on all our platforms. I'll give it to Margaret. She can post it on our YouTube. I'll post it on YouTube as well. I'll post it on Instagram. So you'll be able to rewatch this video. I'll also tag her handle so that you can see her. Maybe I should not go and bombard that too much in her DM, but she's busy.
Look at me, Zino, me like this, with my 3 children, with my PhD, and my side of God. I like, the truth is, I try to respond to questions, but when it comes to reviewing documents, it's not my thing. But I will respond to your question. If you have questions, you can ask me. I will respond to your question. Chat me on Twitter. My Twitter handle is the same thing as my Instagram handle. I will try and respond to your question. That is it. But
I'm talking questions, guys. When you want to ask people questions, please ask specific questions. Try to have done some sort of research, and maybe you are confused. So it's easy for this person to answer you. That for you to say, "Oh, I heard you talk about Swedish Institute scholarship. Come and put me through." Put me through what? Like your question should be specific. That's how to ask questions. So make sure that you have done some sort of research.
Let me type
ask questions. Person can easily answer you rather than saying, I don't know where to start. Okay, it's okay for you not to know where to start. But start by doing a research. Go and Google this thing first. Then when you come, ask specific questions. It's easy for a person to help you to navigate it. Anyways, okay. So let's go on. Now we are coming to the main gist. Margaret, the questions plenty. Be ready. Um, I know that you said that you came to Canada from Sweden on scholarship. So did you secure full scholarship, partial scholarship? Did you have to combine it with loans? How's your funding like?
This with my PhD, the professor got the funding from SSHRC, social science,
Uh,
whatever. Yes. So it was stated on the this like a fully funded position. And one thing about memorial universities, here their tuition is low.
yeah, very low tuition. Yeah.
So in a year, your tuition is like 4-5, more or less.
Guys, can you hear? This is international tuition. So even for people that want to pay out of pocket, some people can
Yes,
pay 4,500
yes,
a year.
4-5, and then plus living expenses of 10,000 card, bam, like that. So with 20K, and I have a scholarship of over 20,000 card. So my scholarship alone was enough. I didn't use proof of funds. I didn't use anything extra.
Did you hear? So people will say, even when you get full scholarship, you need proof of funds. If you have full scholarship, even if you read on the IRCC website, it says that one of the documents to show proof of funds is your scholarship. So if you have a full scholarship, you don't need to show any additional proof of funds.
Like I didn't even because then is when I was doing my research and I asked about, okay, I've got full funding for my PhD. With my PhD offer, do I need to show proof of funds? People from places like Ontario told me I still need to add 10,000 card.
Yeah.
Because that was living. But like when I did my research, I'm like, I remember I asked you then, like, I don't need because I already like if you're having a funding of close to 22,000 card yearly, living standard is 10,000, living expense is 10,000, and your tuition is more like 4-5. So you already have extra 5,000. So I didn't even need to. When I got that feedback from you, I feel like I didn't even do anything. I just submitted it like that, and I broke down my funding.
Exactly.
So that was it.
Yeah, so this is the mistake that some people make. So when they say you need $10,000 what you need as a person coming is your tuition for 1 year plus $10,000 for living expense for 1 year. People that are schooling in Ontario, like for example, when I was at international student University of Waterloo, my school fees were like 21,000 a year. My funding was like 22,000. So already only my tuition has taken the entire funding. So I think that for me, I need to show additional proof of funds to cover my living expense. But for her now, you didn't need to show that because your funding covers both proof of funds, tuition, covers tuition, living expense, plus even leaves you some change. So you don't need to show. So this thing, people need to understand this. A lot of people just follow them say. That's why they don't have the understanding of the basics.
People are sleeping on Memorial University. People are sleeping on that school. Like the other time they posted, I think that was
University and they didn't admit me. I applied there, they didn't give me admission. Yeah. They rejected me.
I know recently, the professor, like one of the professors used to come to my class and he said something like, one of the professors was looking for students in another program. He was saying that now he's looking for a PhD student, that now he's not going to use grade and published paper, that he's now going to do interview and verify this thing himself. And I saw that thing that he mentioned in class. I tweeted about it and I tweeted the link to the PhD position I was looking for. I don't know how many people took advantage of this thing. We're talking of full funding, that you are coming to Grenfell campus, which means the money they were going to give you, you didn't need to use additional funding. But it's like people didn't even take that tweet seriously. And you find many of this, because my own position, I didn't see it on social media. Nobody tweeted that, but my professor is not even on social media. You can't even find him on social media. Email, that's all.
Yeah.
So that's why sometimes don't wait for somebody to do Twitter thread for you to know where to go and do Google search. I remember last year, University of Delaware gave a lot of Nigerian scholarship. I like on LinkedIn, University of Delaware, and this is one of the most quiet, like some of the quiet states in the US. But the thing is, no matter how many times you say this thing, people don't get it. You just feel like if I don't live in Toronto, my life is finished.
If I'm not in Texas, if I'm not in Chicago, Yeah.
It's just like when people say, because you live in Lagos, this is abroad, this is not Nigeria. There's amenities all over the country.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah,
So
exactly.
I don't know. I did do proof of funds, so you see me like this. I just put in my phone, yeah. I did it. Because when it came to my family that we did proof of funds.
Okay, that was going to be my next question. So did you, when you moved from Sweden to Canada, did you move with your family at the same time, or you moved first and your family came behind?
Hmm. See, because I just say, if many people no go reject my application. I just okay. It paid me, but I had to leave my baby. And this is where family support comes in. My husband, my parents, extended family, everybody was on my side. So I just went first. Immediately I just reached Canada and I don't get my first semester result to show that I be serious. To show that I be serious student.
Sense not go finish you, Margaret. Sense.
I be serious student. I can't use that one and make a case. And then my pikin where I live, I use and make a case because I don't born am for sweetie. So I use and make a case. And you know, you actually talk the stress of living without your family. So I use, because when I was living, I used my children as home ties. As I get Sweden, I didn't need to prove any home tie. Those people they just saw that I got Swedish scholarship. Anything I wanted, pam, they just gave me. But Canada is different. You understand? So I just had to use my family as home tie, my husband and my kids as home tie when I first got to Canada. So after I came, I now, me being here now, I now drag my family and follow.
Yeah, your family has arrived now, right?
Dating, don't,
So how long did it take from when you put in the application to when they got the application approved? Did it take so long? I know say your things they fast, sharp. All your things sharp.
Look at, okay, I applied because then, and another thing is, my passport that I used for my master's was expiring 2022 in August. So when I got my permit, it was 1 year permit, the end of my this thing. So
passport here.
Yeah, so I had to renew my study permit here, which was basically 2 months. So after I applied in January, they gave me my permit in March.
Okay.
So after that, then my family applied. Then their own this thing came May. We applied March, and their own thing like came end of May, and that was it.
And now all of you are enjoying summer. I see your pictures on Instagram now. Maybe I posted in front of Greenfell. I've been a Newfoundland.
Now you can inspire us. Now you are so good at ginger us.
They're tearing us with pictures. When I say, this is nice. So,
Now God, because you know what the person don't pass through. It's just, you have to be determined.
You have to be consistent too. Because there are days where you will get tired. But you need to be consistent and committed to the process. You have to be disciplined. It's not every day you will feel like.
I said first meter for sweetie. If you like say, you know that place they dark where. I just they say, God, who even sent me come here? When people go they cry, the cry said hot tears for inside.
I thought it was only me that
cried. They cry, I say, God. But my husband was just encouraging me, my parents, everybody was there for me. I don't even know,
yeah, really, I cannot emphasize the importance of having people that it makes the whole thing easy, because you have your own personal struggles, but when you have people that are supporting you and cheering you on, then it kind of encourages you to keep going.
Yeah. Okay. I can't even underestimate it. So that is another factor.
Yeah.
That support, because it helps.
So we're coming to,
and then you know that the whole process too, if you don't have people that are cooperative, like if it comes to family, it's a problem. Not be saying you're going to say this, another person going to drag you go back. So you need that support.
Yeah.
It's very, very important.
Okay, so one last question before we Margaret, before we go and take the questions. So for those people, I know there are a lot of people here that are listening to us that are looking for scholarships and admissions outside of their own country. So they are trying to relocate to one country or the other via the study pathway. So what final words do you have for them?
Okay, the first thing the thing will be, I want you to give yourself options. Give yourself options. This is what we are saying. Don't be so bent on name of schools. Don't say because my social media mentors are telling this school, me too, I will go. So that you come to social media and tell people I've met my mentor. You see, just give yourself options. We are talking about Sweden now. There's Finland, they have their own scholarship. There is Sweden have their own scholarship. Estonia have their own scholarship. Denmark have their own scholarship. There is Germany have their own scholarship. All these things you have to look at it and aim for you to get in. There's even something about there's is it like a Catholic scholarship in Croatia too? So all over Europe there are different scholarships. You need to allow yourself to have options. That's good. There are 50 states in US, for example. Okay, for instance, if you have HND, there are places in US that they take HND.
Yeah.
So you don't have to stress yourself and start going to Sweden where they don't take HND to be stressing your life. So go to places that you can get in with the qualifications you have. It's really, really important. And then another thing is aim for courses you can get in and aim for courses you can finish. Because one thing about scholarships is they have terms and conditions. You have to keep your grades up, like
Yes, now they don't have money to throw away now. They're not throwing money away. They are
no, we are not talking about you have to pass, you have to pass. You can't take a course, you can't finish, you're in trouble. Like, while I don't start, then they'll say they will withdraw scholarship and then you're packing your bag. So please aim for courses you can get in and then you can finish. So that's in a notion. And be consistent. DIY, 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 DIY. It's my whole life. Like, I'm the kind of person that if person posts something nice, I'm gonna go Google quick. And they go Google quick, go check that thing. Like I will not fly enter somebody's DM and start asking them. I will go to Google and search, and it's like there's somebody posted that the University of Alabama is doing application fee waiver week. Don't wait for them to tell you to send you link. Why not go to University of Alabama? Write them email, Google, like some of these things. People don't do it. You want people to do everything for you. Like, and it's very, very important. Do DIY. That's my life, Sha, because I don't get money to pay for that calcium. So please, if you don't have money like me, do DIY.
Oh my God. Yeah.
1 hour, 10 hours, like $10. If you not like time is money here. So when you want people to sit on your document, there's time is money.
Yeah.
So if you know you don't have money to pay for all these consultants, please go and do DIY. There's free resources, free videos on YouTube. Go and do DIY. I even have a YouTube video on my own Swedish scholarship experience on my YouTube channel. So maybe if I post this video, then you can scroll through the video to see.
Okay.
To see.
I would like to. I call it the pivot strategy, but just so people will understand, it's more like detour. So sometimes it's important. You may want to come to Canada, or maybe Canada is not working for you right now. So you may take a detour to another country like Sweden. Because I like you went to Sweden. There's this other doctor at Tinuke. She went to Finland on full scholarship. Took a detour, then came to Canada. But the people will say, if not be this Canada, it not be anywhere. That's where you make mistakes, because I find that it's even.
You know, so this scholarship I apply first time I don't get her. Okay. Where I can't cry, I can't hot tears like. I don't cry now. I can't keep my. Because I know they would do it again, but later I just applied. But the important thing is January 2019. See me for a better, they walk up and down. Now so September, you don't see. I don't reach Uppsala. So I'm just begging people. Don't give up. And also know that scholarship is 50-50. Because scholarship is 50-50, you must spread your wings.
Exactly.
Spread your wings so that you have options.
Oh boy, see questions. Okay, so I know that some of the questions here may be repeated. So Margaret, please let's run through it quickly. Somebody says, if you have a previous master's program, can you apply for another master's program in this Swedish Institute scholarship? So they already can you do another one?
Yeah. So people, this is like their third masters. People in their 40s, they put like it doesn't matter. These people don't count all those things. Just but that means when you have that, all those they don't even count it, because for the Swedish Institute scholarship, they don't care about their own is, they have their own application package that you can apply with. Like, they have their rules and regulation. Your fight is to get admission as much as you are putting in a good application. So it doesn't matter. Age is not a limitation. I said somebody that was in South Africa, from South Africa, 42 years got it. That thing really, it was like a motivation for me, because I old I remember spending for 2 years they get scholarship. But then they're gonna feel like a buyer. You know, Nigeria, when you're over 30, you're a woman with children. Your fight is you like, people just treat you as if you're a buyer. How old person be now? When I see that 42 years, I say, God, this is what I was actually looking for. So age is not a problem.
Okay, so can somebody says, can student transcript work for the admission process? So if you're applying to school in Sweden, or for Swedish Institute scholarship, can you use your student copy of transcript, or you must use official transcripts?
For the Swedish Institute scholarship, again, they don't need your transcript too. Those ones don't need your transcripts. The criteria is to get admission, and to get admission, you go to universityadmissions.se to get your universityadmissions.se to look at the admission processes and when it opens. So for that purpose, you need your school to send original transcript. If not, your school send original transcript and your certificate, and then you pay application fee. If not, nothing.
Okay, so Foxy Lucci says, does Memorial University, this dog could be quiet, does Memorial University need IELTS for postgraduate studies?
No, I say I've never written IELTS in my life. I don't talk when I use skill. As I live like this, I've never written IELTS in my life. See, I've never written IELTS in my life.
Oh.
So I'm telling you people now, I'm telling you people here. So I've never written it. So if you are here thinking of writing IELTS, those people don't need it. They don't need it. And another thing, if you are someone that you know you don't have money, you cannot do IELTS. Go to schools where they waive IELTS for Nigerians. You just need to Google and you will see all these things. It's the same thing. If you know say you don't get money for application fee, as people are saying application fee waiver now, all those things, just they track all those things. Make you know say you go apply that time. You just need to make the most of what is available to you. So that does it.
And the thing is that I find some people is laziness that worries them, because if the school says application fee waiver, it means you're not paying application fee. So the only thing making this application is your time that you use to put your application but not want to sit down to put that time together to do this. Instead, they'll give somebody to do it for them. Just sit down. Now there's no financial obligation to you. All you have to do is your time investment. Invest that time. Do it. Try it. Like when I mentor people, I tell them that when you want to test out your application and how your application is doing, start by applying to schools without application fee.
Yes.
See the outcome. It will even motivate you, even if you know that you're not going to. But it's going to motivate you to see that, okay, if I can get this, it means I can get more. So start. Schools that don't have application fee, apply. It doesn't cost you nothing.
That's why this thing is a personal process. If you do DIY, you go to see. You just me. I don't really know. I don't feel right IELTS. I don't find opportunities when I just say, "Piam, this scholarship no IELTS." Nobody tell me now. Speed I take apply. So you just have, this thing. You don't test testing. So
yeah. So somebody's asking, you do a course-based masters or research-based masters? So that's for your master's degree.
For the Swedish Institute scholarship, it is thought-based master. It's on the website. Just go to the website, you see. It is government that is giving the scholarship. It is the Swedish government that does the scholarship. And there's also tuition scholarship. That one is different from the different universities. If you choose them as first choice. So there are two different scholarships now. From the different schools you apply to, and then you choose them as first choice, and then there's a Swedish Institute scholarship.
Okay.
So it's not about you do your research. If you do your research maybe if you are writing your thesis, all those is cost based. So it's not research based. So if you're talking of research based, you can talk of schools in US, people that give funding and all those things. But for Swedish Institute, They don't, it's not about that. It's on the website.
Okay. So can one work while on this Swedish Institute scholarship? Can you still work?
Yeah, if you see what you go do now, but like the scholarship is so sweet. Like you would not even need to stress yourself with the job, like with looking for a job, because language is a very critical part of getting a job in Sweden. You understand? So if you don't like, if you don't eventually get the job, you get, your scholarship is enough to cover your living expenses. That's another thing. But the thing about it
Okay.
is, apart from living expenses being high in Sweden, the thing is, for a place like Sweden, because of the language, this thing, I would advise anybody to aim to get a scholarship. But if you are coming self-funded, please come with your full money. Please try and come with your full money. Don't come and say, I will come and play here, I will come and do this. You know, black people are not even much in those areas to say, I want so plus of this, I want make hair. You know, those kind of things. So it is important to come with your full funding or aim to get full or partial scholarship. That's the thing with many European countries, except maybe places like UK. So you are not stranded. That's just it. So like the scholarship now, if you see work, fine, but you can live with it. Pays your rent, it covers everything.
Okay. So somebody says once you secure admission with a school, do you automatically get the scholarship? I'm guessing no, but please throw more light. Is it everybody that gets admission that applies for Swedish Institute scholarship that gets the scholarship?
No, getting admission is a criteria for the scholarship. It's just like it's in stages. If you've applied for Swedish admission before, one stage is applying, second stage is qualifying, because they do their this thing. One stage you apply, application in progress. Then second stage, you know if you qualify for the course you applied for or not. After you qualify, you now discover if you are admitted or not. So that's like the third stage. After, if you scale being admitted, then you now wait for the scholarship results to come out, because the scholarship, like the scholarship application opens when application for admission are closed. But they bring out the courses, they bring out the documents before this thing is closed. So you will know the courses that the scholarship cover for you to apply for. So getting admission is a criteria for the admission, is for the criteria for the scholarship, but it does not guarantee it. Which is why I said getting admission is one stage, not being on the reserve list of the course you're applying for is one thing, and then getting the scholarship is another hurdle entirely. So that's just it.
Okay, so I think I've gone through all the questions. Most of the questions that I'm not reading here, they are either unrelated or we have answered them as we continue the live session. So I think people asked them at the beginning. So we have answered them as we continue the live session. So if I've not read your question, it's because we have answered this question. Guys, I'm going to repost this live session on Instagram. I'm going to post it on YouTube. Margaret's going to post it on YouTube as well. I'm going to tag her Instagram handle. She says she has the same handle. She uses the same handle on Twitter as well. So you can go and look for her on Twitter. She even sends me sometimes when there are opportunities in the University of Newfoundland. So she sends them to me as well. And she posts them on the page. So you can go there and check them out. If you have questions, she has said it's okay to ask her questions, but please let your questions be specific. Do your research first. Time is money. Everybody is busy. Nobody's going to say, you cannot come and say, tell me the whole process. She has talked about the website here. We couldn't post them, but if you listen to this thing, she talked about the Swedish Institute website, the website to apply for university.
Yes, and also for the Swedish Institute, if you want to know about studying in Sweden, they have a verified Facebook, Instagram page. Study in Sweden. At Study in Sweden is a verified page on Instagram. You will see it there. Like if you search it on Instagram, and then if you go to Facebook, there's a verified page for Swedish Institute scholarship. They have that verified page on Facebook, so they post everything there. You don't even them, but so that nobody will scam you. And you can just type si.se. You will see that is the Swedish Institute page, and then you begin to look for scholarships in the district. Then you now see SISGP, which is the one I applied for. So let me write it here now.
Yeah, the
Oh,
thing with Instagram is that once we post this live session, or like Facebook, where all the comments will be posted, once we post this,
oh,
everything
okay.
will not be posted. But please just say people can take screenshots of it. Just like people can take screenshots of it. And again, when this live session is reposted, then you can go back and watch it, get all the links. Like take your paper and your pen, get like take notes down, just so that you are able to go to this website, check, read the information, take some time to read the information. It's very important. Read, don't wait for say I cannot go through the website. You just tell me, because a lot of people tell me that I don't have time to be googling websites. Just tell me. If you need something and you cannot do it, why would I be the one to tell you? So try, do it. It's for your own benefit, it's for your own good. So do it, get this information, go to the website, look at it. Then when you have specific questions, you can now ask your questions as you navigate this process. That's how make it easy for the person that wants to help you. Because if you just come and say, come and put me through the entire process, the person will not even be bothered anymore. Like, okay, this person is not ready. So do yourself.
Yeah, I'm sure begging people. It is scholarship admission round that now. Chevening has opened now.
Yeah.
People are doing different spaces on Twitter. These things are free. They are talking about it. You will get tips from there. That's why I was running from year to year looking for free resources. Because I know I don't have money to pay for this thing. Because time is money. So this is like, you have to be honest with yourself. You understand? The same energy used to comment and write violence. Yeah. It's that same energy you will use and type like Google and search. I'm begging people, don't be so caught up in social media banter that you will not do something for yourself. Because the way some people are packing their bags and traveling this September to resume now, some people are resuming now. You are saying, welcome to the new dispensation from King of Boys Baby all over Twitter.
Some people are shouting God when. Some people, when they come, God when, God when.
It's the same. They are doing their thing low-key. You will only see when they are traveling.
Yeah.
It is the same time you have to put in energy to apply for this application round now. Okay, University of Finland. The thing about this thing is there's a website called Study in Finland. The way they study in Sweden. Study in Finland.fi, study in Estonia, study in Germany. All these places, they have websites that if you Google, you will see it. Study in Denmark. Like they have the whole website dedicated to that. If you click on this information, you will see it. And then for US, there is Education USA. Education USA, Abuja, Education USA, Lagos. So all these things, all these resources are there. You just be patient. Some people will sit, some people can sit on social media for Gbeboro, scroll for 13 hours. But you see that 1 hour to just Google, they will not.
And somebody commented on one of my posts that all these things that you are doing and posting on Instagram, I don't know why you are just wasting your time and wasting people's time. It's always to ask people for their documents, do the application for them for the admission and scholarship, then just inform them that I've gotten the admission so that they can. When I read it, I was
disclaimer, please go and look for admission yourself. Nobody should come and cobalize me because
I don't have another work here. I have no other thing that I'm doing. Me with my PhD that I'm here hustling, trying to finish. I should have been doing that.
I like to read naturally, but PhD reading hey, Chineke, you read and read. If I say my brain is doing wink because reading won't finish me. Not be smart thing. That's why I can't review documents. God knows. That's why I come on social media to talk now, so that you see me. If you have questions, you ask. I will try to answer. But to review documents, because I cannot even do any. I can't even I'm not even fit.
One thing that I did because there was I used to review documents for people for a fee. I had to stop it because one thing I observed is that you cannot review a document that is not properly written. So if the document, I'm like, this person, sometimes you have to rewrite the entire document because it just doesn't make sense. So I had to stop the document review completely.
I'm not being mentor. Me and the find mentor. I'm not being mentor. I don't even tell anybody. I don't mentor. It's not like this my PhD with my life. I better go. If you have questions, ask me. I will try and respond. But documents, I don't even fit because it's and also people should not be afraid to fail. Like, because I went through the first admission application that time. The thing paid me when they don't give me scholarship. I cry hot tears. I can't go I got your peace. But the thing pepper me for body. But then after I don't vex, I don't do again, I still just gathered myself and I did. But the thing is, the mistake I made, that the experience from that first one, I used it. I use that experience because you grow through these processes, and because I am a DIY person. When I was writing cold emails to professors, when I was doing all these things, doing CV, it's an experience, it's a gift, it's a skill you learn that keeps on giving. The CV I'm using now, I did it by myself on Canva. That's what I'm using. I've never used any other CV. I did it by myself on Canva. So some of these things, if you go through the process, you will learn. Like, you will learn.
People forget
so
the journey too, and the process is
yes,
a learning process for you. A lot of people are just looking at the end point. Like they're saying, you come and do the admission, just give it to me. But they forget that they are learning in the journey.
yes.
And because of that journey, a whole new person, changed person.
Yes.
But they don't.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't appreciate the learning, the journey. Like, just bring the scholarship and put it on my lap.
The journey is a process. All the work I did in community development, all the Lagos wahala, it came to help me when I had a baby in Sweden. I'm doing masters, I'm going to classes. Like, it even now my PhD, juggling three children, doing PhD. Like, and then I'm trying to look for other things by the side I'm doing again, because I don't want to graduate and then they ask me, Margaret, what do you have to say PhD?
Exactly.
I'm Dr. Margaret.
Yeah.
Dr. Margaret, and what
you have done yourself a disservice if after you graduate, all you have is your PhD certificate and nothing more. You have done yourself a disservice.
You are Dr. Margaret, then what else?
Exactly. Yeah, what else? Yeah, you've done yourself a disservice.
People shouldn't run from the process. Please embrace this process. Now that we are talking now, one place to start is, okay, now let's say Sweden is opening September. I've put some of the links there. So please go and look through the schools. Don't be the kind of person that say you will not go to this school, you will not go to. If that school is offering the program that you want, please bookmark their pages, look at their courses and apply. Same thing with US. There are 50 states in US. There are very quiet states that have professors that are looking for students like you. But if you are not searching, you are not going to find it. So you have to just please do that. I'm begging people, don't carry this I must go to Unilag, I must go to Unijos, because you went to Kogi State University. With my Kogi State University, see me for a year. So they love me for Nigeria that year. See us for a year now. So it's not by name of school. So it's very, very important, please.
Okay. Wow. I planned that this session would be for 1 hour, but we are going to the end of 2 hours. So even I need to So Margaret, I really, really want to thank you for honoring us with your presence and sharing your journey, sharing all of this wisdom and everything. So thank you.